we're having camera issues here. So, uh-oh, now I'm frozen. Okay, hold on. There we go. Whew! What did you just do?
Both.
What did you do?
Unplug and replug.
Technology. When all else fails, unplug, replug. There you go. Okay, we are good. So, hey everybody, how are you? It's Wednesday, August 12th, and I've been busy. I've been sewing a lot. It's been a lot of fun. So today we're going to work on the Dutchman's puzzle, and it's a little bit of repeat. And then also we're going to do, I'm going to talk briefly about crossroads, which I'll pull off when it's time. As you can see, I've been working on this, and I'm very excited on how it's coming out. On Friday, I've done some things really wrong as far as cutting goes and things like that. And so on Hey Sue Rap, on Friday, I'll talk about what I did wrong, and if I had a do-over, what I would do over. But when I was doing these filler blocks, I chose briefly to do quarter square triangles, and in retrospect, I wish I had done half square triangles, which created issues on the border, blah, blah, blah. So we'll get into that a little bit later. What I want to do is so I've been having a really hard time being focused. I know none of you understand that at all. Well, sneaking away this last week and was great because, man, my nose was to the grindstone. And on the last morning, I was so exhausted. I just started making mistakes. I'm working on our next quilt. And then I came home, and on Monday, it was bad. So I said to Kristen and Suzanne, I was talking about them at the store and all that, and I was saying their names wrong, and calling this person one thing and somebody else, and so forgive me. So yesterday I'm like going, okay, I've got my juju back. And I was working on this. I'm all excited. And John, and I'm really focused, you guys, like really focused. And I haven't been that way in 100 years. And all of a sudden John goes, Alex, something's burning. I was so focused, I forgot I had put this on the kitchen stove, and was trying to poach some chicken. Oh my gosh, the house was absolutely filled with smoke. It was a wake-up call because when John was talking to Mary Kay said, don't you have smoke detectors? I said, sure we do. And we looked around like, oh, this is not good. So today we're getting more smoke detectors, and we're getting fire extinguishers, because my guess is, we've had ours for whatever, a million years, and my guess is it doesn't work. And then this morning on the next door neighbor thing that I'm on, somebody else said they caught their kitchen on fire yesterday and go get new smoke detectors. So that was God's poking me, saying, wake up, lady, don't be an idiot. So, and the house smelled. It was just, ugh. So that was a little exciting yesterday, along with, if you were with me on Friday, I took my Alex Anderson 153 with me, and there was this banging going on in I'll say the hood of the machine, like the left-hand upper side. And I kind of would bang the machine with my hand. I'd go boom, and then it would stop, and then it would start again, and I'd go boom. It was, my Bernina 153. And then we thought, well, I'm going to take off the end here and see what's going on. And that little piece just fell out. So I called up a store, and they said, yeah, this is not good, and probably it will not stitch well. Well, actually it did stitch well. So I just stitched and stitched and stitched. So then yesterday was Tuesday. I went over to Dublin Sewing Center, Dave's, and I pulled the machine out of its bag, and now this part bent up too. I was like, oh. Now, the part you have to understand is this was made in Switzerland, okay? And I said to Dave, I'm going to just get some new parts on it. And he said, Alex, they're not making those parts anymore. So let me just go back again. This is the machine that has my name on it on the bottom right hand corner, and I had to laugh because probably you can see the star, and then there's a signature, and then in the upper right there's little hunks of fabric that were from my Rosalie Days class that didn't make it onto the quilt. And he said, "Look, I'll try." He said, "I will fix your machine. I realize it has sentimental values. They may have to bend that back, that piece, but what I realize now is that piece was connected to the one that fell off inside the thread guide. So please, God, let them fix it. I don't want to lose that machine." So while that was all going on, Ricky was like out of his mind with happiness yesterday. You might have seen on his Facebook that his books all came into Levita. And I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, he's going to have to pack all that stuff inside. And you've been hearing about Lizzie Albright for quite a while now. And today is its official launch. So if you're interested, you might want to go over and check out lizziealbright.com. He's got a whole website for her. My guess is he might even have a Facebook page for her too. And see what's going on. I know he and Kat did audio versions that will be available on Amazon, and that's going to be my choice so that I can listen to it while I'm sewing. But I know John wants a copy, so I'll probably get 2 sales off of us. Then the other thing that I'm really also, I mean, as excited as he is over that, I'm excited about this. I subscribe to the Stitchin' Posts email, and it's up in Sisters, Oregon, where they do the one day outdoor quilt show. And up there, I have had the opportunity to take classes from Rosalie Days, several, and then our guild also, not our guild, I'm sorry, my mini group, we also hired her. And Rosalie's the one, just for a little bit of history, that when it was all kind of hitting the fan with people flying in and this and that, she lives in South Africa, and she flew into Seattle to be at the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show a year ago, not this last July, a year ago, and got turned back at immigration. And so then she was basically on a plane for 44 hours going back to South Africa. And what it was that her visa was not correct. And I can't remember, she had business and pleasure, but you can't make money if you're doing business. I don't even know, but she got turned back. And her main source of income is in the United States of America. You know, kind of like nobody gets you in your own hometown. Well, she has profoundly changed me as a quilt maker. So you can imagine how happy I was when I saw that the Stitchin' Post is going to be doing virtual online lessons with her, I believe once a month, and I think it's $30 a pop. But this next August 27th on Pacific Standard Time, she's going to be doing something at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I have signed up. So if you want to join me, just go to thestitchandpost.com, and I would really treat yourself to hearing how she thinks. To me, when I took her classes, it was kind of like college 101. She's not telling you how to do it like this. She's telling you how to open your mind and get new possibilities going in it. Very, very, very excited. So Jean sent me some, let me show you what Jean sent me. Jean's a good friend of mine, and when she taught our little group last time, and she had this picture, she uses picture as inspiration, and I fell in love with the picture. Of course, now I've lost it. I've asked her to resend it. Can't imagine that. And out of her own stash, she sent me some linens, excuse me, just absolutely beautiful that went with that color scheme. Jean is all about mixing up textures and fabrics. I mean, look at that. It's just beautiful. So that was a very happy surprise when I got that in the mail. And I called her up and I said, oh my gosh, what do I owe you? And she said, I pulled them from my stash for you. And I go, well, that makes me really happy. So there we go with that. Let's see what you guys have been doing. And I'm learning from you like there's no tomorrow. Okay, here is Laura. Now, Laura, when I opened this up, I had to just smile. Right now, you might be teacher's pet. And the reason is because that is one of my old fabric lines. So that just made me completely thrilled. And I know I'm missing Katie Fowler. I got to go grab Katie Fowler's color wheel. I'll be right back. I'm still all wigged out about almost burning our house down. So let's see. Let's go to Brenda's. So Brenda, I can't tell if you're if you're using one of our kits or whatever, but I love like those right hand ones. I'm not sure if those are just all batiks or you're using our kits or whatever, but I love how this looks. It's so fresh and crisp, and there are batiks that have been thrown in. And I will tell you guys right now, with what I'm doing back here, I'm adding my own stuff to it. So I've added polka dots. I also added a couple little pieces of brassica, and the reason I did that was because for me, this is a piece that speaks to 2020, and it'll be a documentary of what I produced while we were going through this whole thing together. So I added that to it. Feel free to add your own stuff. And then Brenda did this, and I've learned this from Bonnie Hunter. She was on the Quilt Show. She always has enders and leaders. And so Brenda is being, with whatever she's sewing, because that doesn't look like what was going on with the other thing, she is just sewing all these little pieces together, and then at some point she will have another quilt that she can make. And I learned that from Bonnie Hunter. And remember, you guys, we still have the COVID deal going on for $19.95 for 6 months. I think it'd be insane not to take advantage of it. Okay, Lindy, there she has her, I think she said they were split complementaries. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It looks like you're working with the brassica. I have the light shining in my face, so it's hard for me to see. And then this is Dija. Now, I wanted to pull out my color wheel. This is why I went and grabbed it, to see what combinations you have going on there. So let's take a look at the first one, which is the blue and the green. Let's get rid of this. The blue and the green. So you kind of have an analogous going on, right? Right in here, the blue and the green, okay? But the other one was the one I really wanted to pay attention to. Let's see. Purple and green. Purple and green, okay? Oh, come on. Purple, and green. Got a triad going on right in there. You could also throw yourself an orange in there too. Or maybe that's a split complementary. I don't know. But, and my little wheel is, let me see if that is a split complementary. Purple. No. Well, yeah, kind of is. Purple and green. I am just digging this wheel of Katie's. I just absolutely love it. And we do have that in the store. Okay, so now we're going to go to Paula's. Paula, I don't know what you're doing there, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to see, because it looks as if you have just been pulling from different things from your stash, and I think this will be a true scrap quilt. Keep us posted on this. This is very exciting. My guess is you're learning a lot. And then here's this one, James. And I was trying to figure out, I just love those little pinwheels in there, and I'm thinking, if I don't have one of those kind of pins around, but do you guys think that's a 6-inch, an 8-inch, or a 12? I don't think it's a 12. If it's a 6-inch, oh my gosh, those little ones in the middle would finish at 1.5 each. I don't know, but that is so absolutely precious. I can hardly stand it. So anyways, I love what you're doing. On Friday, I'm going to talk about the set as well as give you guys some homework of a couple more blocks. And I will be sewing like mad this weekend and trying to explain to you what I did wrong. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about 2 blocks today. All right. Let's go down here. We are going to go down to this camera, and it is called Dutchman's Puzzle. You turn it around. It's number 32. Okay. It's number 32, and it is on page 44. And basically, we're going to do the little tricky flying geese block again. And I kind of shortcut it so you don't have to sit through it, but I want to talk about numbers because I want you guys to understand the numbers. And I know for some, when I start talking about it, your eyes just glaze to the back of your head. And then I know for myself, when I learned about the numbers, it was like the light bulb went on one day. So let's just take this little flying geese, for example, okay? This block is going to finish at 6, correct? And so this little unit in here is 3 by 3 right here. Basically, it's a 4 patch. And then you would go 3 by 1.5. So I'm doing this out loud in my brain. 3 by 1.5. I want everything to stay on the straight of grain on the outside, and that's what happened behind me. I'm in trouble. And so I'm going to show you the tricky method again. I want this to be a 1/4 square triangle, because like I showed you on Monday, you cut a square and then you cut it corner to corner, and that leaves the outside on straight of grain. So if this is 3 inches, the magic number I'm going to add is 1 1/4. So I would cut the square at 4 1/4, which I've done here. Different color, but this is going to be right there. Then for these guys, I want this on the straight of grain. So this is going to be cut as a 1/2 square triangle. So I take this measurement, which is 1 1/2, and I add 7/8 to it. So that makes it 2 3/8. Yes, 2 3/8. And then that will give you your 1/2 square triangle. Now in the book, they tell you to cut and sew. And as I said on Monday, do not cut and sew. Cut the big one at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to try something fun. Ooh, look at that. Cut the big one at 4 1/4. And then cut the little ones at 2 3/8. And you could see that this is going to be the outside and this is going to be the inside. And then I drew corner to corner with my friction pin, and I lined it up exactly there. I'm really loving this whole glue stick thing where you just put your little glue stick in. And I loved on Monday when Donna's going, I'm lost. And then at the end, she's like, I get it. So that's why I'm just doing it one more time, because I'm sure, Donna, you weren't the only one. Put a little bit of glue there. Yay. And I want this line to run all the way across, okay? And then you're going to sew a 1/4 inch on this side and a 1/4 inch on this side, okay? Which I have done right here. Yeah, you can see that. Then I'm going to cut it on this line. By the way, we have some new ruler sizes, and this is a prototype. The color on it is wrong, but we're trying a different sticky on the back, a different magic potion. So there we go. And then I'm going to go, and Barbara Black was the one that called it bra and panties. And I guess this must be the bra, right? Is that right, Barbara? You tell me. So I'm going to iron it, both of them. And if I weren't in a hurry, and I'll still do it, I use this weight thing just to like a clapper, just to get all those seams open, flat. So here I get, yeah, this would be the bra, right? Yeah, right? But I don't understand the panties part, so we'll have to see this in a minute. Barbara, say something. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put this one over here. And you could see how there's just a little bit of overlap right there. That's how it's supposed to look. Weirdo shape, people, weirdo shape. And then I'm just going to put that in there. I do love this glue. I absolutely adore it. It dries clear and it washes out. And then I'm going to sew on each side, and I'm going to do this on both of them, but the truth is I'm going to just do it on one side right now. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, we did the bra. Let's see what the, okay, so there we got it here where it's sewed on both sides. And then I'm going to cut it. You know, Barbara Black has shepherded us through so much. Oh, hold on, let me do this. I guess that's panties. It looks like a wedgie to me. I don't know. So the red, okay, wait a minute. The white is the bra. The red is the panties. Thank you, Mary Ellen. You guys take care of me, man. So Barbara ushers us through our block of the month every year. It started when Sue Garman passed, and we were in the middle of doing our quilt. She's a very dear friend of Sue Garman's. And now she's just doing it, and she watches the forum. She takes really good care of you guys. I just want to applaud Barbara Black right now. So anyways, you're going to want to do, here's this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to do it with another color. And then it's just basically a 4-patch. Just sew these to here, and then go across, and then go across. Now, somebody asked, how do you press? It looks flying geese. Someone asked yesterday. I had to make decisions on the back here, you guys. First of all, it will often tell you what to do. Now, when I'm pressing this way, I'm bumping its nose under a little bit, but the reason I have chosen to press this way is because I want to be able to see the edges where the X is. So I know when I go to sew it to another block, I can see where to go. So that's, I always press for the ease of construction, because if you are lining your fabrics up right, okay, so here is the orange. Let's take a look here. I'm not going to see the orange in the background because when it presses under, I'm looking at the white. All right, so pressing is for ease of construction. I want to get this one and talk about this one, Crossroads. And this kind of dips into the half square triangle and the quarter square triangle issue. And Crossroads is on page 38, and it's number 26. All right. That's what we're looking at. And it comes in 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, and 12-inch. So when I'm putting this together, again, I always want the straight of the grain to be on the outside edge. So this would have been a quarter square triangle, and it is reflected as such in here. Number C. There. You can see how it's cut that way. And then the outside edges, corners, are number A right there. And that way, this is on the straight of grain, and this is on the straight of grain. This is also pieced on the diagonal, which is how I'm going to be piecing my quilt behind me. Didn't have to do it that way. Not sure I should have done it that way, but that's it. And what you do is you piece these to here, these to here, these to here, and then you can flop the little corners on whenever you want. Now, when you are working with all these biases, please go back and watch the lesson on Monday on how to be ever so careful for when you are pressing things, because that can screw it up faster than anything. I think that people are just so careless with their pressing, and you've got biases every single which way, the way things are going. Should you be squaring up your finished blocks, or should we? I'm not one to square up, and I'll tell you why. I do have a 6.5-inch ruler, and if little tags are hanging out or something's grossly bigger than that, I will square to 6.5. But sometimes when people go and start squaring up, they start cutting off tips and stuff like that. And remember, fabric is extremely flexible. You can fake like it's there underneath seams and stuff like that. It's not like woodworking, which I've done, where there's zero forgiveness, okay? Because it's a hard cut, or like stained glass, or like tile, or something like that. We have forgiveness with our fabric, so that makes me very, very happy. Do the blocks finish? Alicia, no, they're raw at 6.5. They finish at 6. All right. Now, let me think. Any other questions here?
Tell them about Barbara Black going to taping for next year.
Oh yeah. Okay. So John, you come tell them.
No.
So next year, we're going to be taping next week. I will not be there. Ricky will be doing it solo, just like how I did it solo here. It's just the whole COVID bit and all that. I'm still responsible for my mom, and I have to be very, very careful. She's doing the same. But if anything happens to me, she is SOL, and you know what that means. So anyways, Barbara is going to, the quilt's going to be by Wendy Williams. Go look up her work. You'll die for it. She's from Australia, and she was willing to come before, but now with all the border situations and stuff, that's just not happening. So Barbara is going to be doing it, and we're also going to have live videos once a month, I believe. Barbara, is that true? And so thank you, Barbara, for coming. Ricky's going to do 6 shows. I don't know if we're going to do more shows in Livermore. I just don't know what. I mean, it's unprecedented times, and it was really different. It was really different not doing it with Ricky. Really different, but it did take me back to my days of Simply Quilts. The reason I have blue tape on some of these blocks is because I know those are the ones I've taught you, and it looks like it's fallen off on some of them, but those are the ones I've taught you. The other thing, you guys, is take advantage of this week to just go through that book and make more blocks. I'm probably going to put a border on. I'm not 100%, but I think I shared on Monday, my blocks are typically about 44 to 60 because I hang them on walls. So anywho, yes, Barbara's going live videos. Woohoo! And Barbara, the other thing I'm going to say again too, Barbara's the one that set up in the forum for this whole thing. And please take advantage of it, because what's happening there is so spectacular. I can't stand it. You're sharing and learning from each other, and you'll be able to get an answer faster there than if you do me on Facebook, because I'm trying not to get on the computer more than once or twice a day. That's it. The other thing is I want to thank you for sharing, because if you see here, looks like some things have fallen down, but I'm doing a color wash, and I would not have done that color wash if I had not seen what you guys are doing. So truly, we are learning from each other, and that just makes me really, really happy. Thanks to John, Laura Chapman. Thanks to John for saying something. Okay, how do you post on the forum? You have to be signed in. You can be a free member, but you have to be signed in. And that's because if somebody naughty gets on, we have an ability to control them and ban them. Believe it or not, it happens. Not that much, but it does happen. So you have to, at a minimum, be a free member. And then what I would do is you go under, I think it says, connect, and then forum, and just do the most recent postings, and then you'll be good to go. There's a lot of really super good information. A color wash means let me get out of the way. Originally, let me get rid of this thing here. I was just going to kind of do it haphazard and all that, but I all of a sudden loved it that the pink is up here and then it's coming down into the blues. And I've even reflected it up on the setting triangles in here and over here. And I think it kind of gives the whole thing sense. Now, the other thing, there are 4 giant stars in this thing. Yes, there are 4 giant stars, of which here's one, here's another, and you're on your own to find the other 2. So that was a huge surprise that I would have never come up with if I didn't have a design wall. How do you put pictures on the forum? You go there, and I think it says you upload an image, but I'm just spying there. I'm not uploading. If you get in there and you get stuck, just ask a question and one of the lovely people will help you out. So we want to see pictures, you guys. This is fabulous. I want to thank you.
It says attachment.
Oh, it says attachment.
And then insert throws it in the picture.
Okay, so it says attachment. So you attach it and then you hit insert and it goes up on the screen. Is that right? Okay. How do you, okay. I get many emails from the forum every day. How do you do this? How do you can unsubscribe, okay? And that's what I had to do because I was just getting bombarded, and then I just make it my business to go there every day. But as soon as you post something, you're going to be getting emails, but then you can just go and like unsubscribe. So no big deal. Really good stuff. So you guys have a great day, and on Friday I'll give you a couple assignments, but I want to talk about how I screwed it up. All right? Yep, that's it. Okay, thanks guys. Have a good one.